Alright, what's up everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Strength Classroom. Today I am showing you my max effort upper body workout of the week. I started off by doing some face pulls and some lat pull-downs as a warm-up, and then I jumped into my main movement of the day, which is slight incline, so like a 30-degree, 25-ish, whatever, degree incline with a normal grip, but with some doubled midi bands, so that's about 80 extra pounds at the peak tension at the top. And I was going for a 5-rep max today, and to be honest, I was way too conservative in my opinion. This is my top set of 195 plus the bands, and it felt a lot harder than it actually looked. Like, this looked way easier. I easily could have went up some more, and then I'm like, you know what, let me just get some volume in. So I treated this as like a lighter workout for the week. So I ended up doing 4 sets of 5. 3 were 185 plus the bands, and 1 was 195 plus the bands. So that lets me know I had a lot more left in the tank. But when I do my 5-rep max progression on the max effort days, it's supposed to kind of be like a down week. Not a full-on deloaded workout, but just not so heavy. But if you see one of my max effort lower body workouts, I hit a complete 5-rep max. So it doesn't always have to be a complete 5-rep max. Sometimes it's more so just like a heavy effort, okay? That's what I've learned about the conjugate system. Not everything has to be a 1-rep max on max effort day, and not everything has to be 10 sets of 2 on speed day. There's a lot of ways you can play around, and most of these ways are actually endorsed by Louis Simmons himself. So it's not like I'm deviating from the program thinking I'm smarter. Then I moved into some weighted dips. Here's 80 pounds for about 7. I just kind of wanted to do like an over warm-up set just to see where I'm at, and then do 2 back down sets of 10 instead of just doing 3 sets of 10 with 45 pound. Everything was on fire as I was doing this. Like, these were, even my core, like I said, if you look at my how to dip video, when you kick the weights forward as you're getting slightly stuck, your lower abs actually fire in. And on my last set, basically my last rep of every set, my abs were cramping just because I was utilizing my core to such a high degree. And that's why this is basically a better hypertrophy exercise than the bench press, I could argue. These went really well. I'm not gonna lie, my dip strength is going up. I have a couple of tricky ways to where I can increase the volume while keeping the weight heavy. Stay tuned for the next time I do dips to figure that out. And it's really interesting. I'm gonna make a full video on that strategy. But it's basically a form of rest pause. No rocket science to it, but it's just the way I like to do it. And yeah, my triceps are definitely getting stronger. As you can see in my incline in the beginning, the sticking point, I was able to blast right through it with the triceps, even though the bands are there. And then I did some seated overhead extensions. I tried doing it on my bench you see in the back when I put it up all the way, but my hands just kept hitting the middle part of the bench. So I'm like, let me just do it standing, and you do get some more core activation. There is some instability, which does actually make the exercise harder, but I still felt a huge stretch and a huge pump in my triceps. Overhead really hits the long head, and it's something people neglect. And then I did some dumbbell rows, 5 sets of 12, a lot of back work. My back's actually sore today. Like, normally my back doesn't get sore, it can handle a lot of volume, but between the 100 reps of lat pull-downs and the 60 reps of dumbbell rows, and then I did some sandbag carries, so that has to stabilize your lats because you're squeezing it up against your body, blah, 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 blah. My back is sore, end of story. And as you can see, there's so many, who's that guy? As you can see, there's so many different ways to do a dumbbell row. You've probably seen me do dumbbell rows and never did it the same way twice. And I'm gonna do a video on how to dumbbell row and how you can literally modify it, just like the barbell row, how you can modify it so many different ways that it's like a different exercise every time. Then I just finished off my workout with a couple sets, 2 sets of 20 seated lateral raises. I like these better because you can't cheat whatsoever. And then I went to 2 or 3 sets of 15 of tricep pushdowns. And as you can see, a lot of big benchers always say the inner lower head of your tricep is the most important part. That's what basically makes you bench more. And as you can see, that area is pretty well developed on me. I credit it to all these extensions I've been doing. So if you like this video, please click that like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, share the videos with your friends if you think they'll like them as well. If you have a question for me, drop them in the comments, but as always, class is dismissed.